And welcome back for part 3 of this seed starting series. You can find links for the other parts in the description below or up in the corner here. So once again, this is not a tutorial series on how to start your seeds. I just wanted to show what our current process is and how we're making improvements to it so we can do better next year and the year after that and on into infinity. So as I mentioned the last video, I wanted to set up an experiment to test out the earthworm castings that I purchased. And when I started this first batch of seedlings, I only used a basic seed starting mix that just has coconut coir and perlite and some very small amounts of added nutrients. So I figured out how many of the next batch of things that we're planting, I figured out how many we want to actually grow for the season. And so I mixed up worm castings with the seed started mix. And then I did a few extras as a control group and only used the starting mix without any worm castings for those. So for this next batch, we're doing Swiss chard, lettuce, and peppers. And I decided to just do the peppers for this experiment because we're doing a few varieties. We've got bell peppers, green chilies, and jalapenos. And so this time I made sure to be a good little gardener and sterilize the seed starting mix first. And I want to say thank you to my subscriber who suggested doing that in the microwave, and that worked really well. So I measured out how much seed starting mix I would need and then slowly stirred in water until it was thoroughly moistened. I had to transfer this to another bowl that would actually fit in the microwave. I set it for 5 minutes and paused halfway through to give it a good stir. I made sure to wait for it to cool down before planting any seeds in it, and I kept stirring it to help it cool more evenly. I figured it was okay if it was still a tiny bit warm, since that would actually help with seed germination. I cleaned and sterilized some yogurt cups and cut holes in the bottom for soaking up water. I filled up the yogurt cups with the test medium of seed starting mix and worm castings. I then sterilized another batch of just seed starting mix for the control group. I then placed the tray on the seed warming mat as mentioned in part 1 of the series. I also put a moisture cover on the tray to help them get started, though I'll occasionally remove that to prevent fostering any harmful bacteria. So these peppers should be ready to go in the garden in about 6 weeks, and at that point I will take some measurements and see if there are any significant differences between the two groups, and I'll document whatever I find and put that in a new video. So I don't know about you, but I'm definitely ready for a change of scenery after doing this whole video series. Here in the Midwest, I know we're all just anxious to get outside again in some sunlight. So for my next video, I will be working on setting up our new raised beds. I'm really looking forward to that. It is a major step up for us for this year. I'm still working on figuring out where I'm going to get all of the compost to fill these with, but I will make that happen. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.